welcome back to day 2 of your 20 minutes a day Pilates challenge, building new habits into your day. It's so nice to see that you've clicked on for day 2. My name is Katie from Katie James Pilates, and I'm just so happy that you're here. So we're going to go through another 20 minutes today. Before we begin, just to walk you through what to expect, do a bit of breath work to begin with, and then just go into some core activation as we always begin. Equipment wise, so if you do have a Pilates ball, just make sure it's a little bit less inflated so you've got a nice squeeze to it. So I'm going to be using that for some of the movements. If you don't have this, you can always use a towel or also a cushion or a pillow, just enough. So it's just basically something you can squeeze. Then lastly, we are going to be doing some work on our wrists. So if you have weaker wrists or a bit more wrist pain, then I would just recommend that you just lay an extra towel down ready to use on the mat, just for a bit of extra cushioning, and just give yourself plenty of rollouts if you need to as well. The sun is shining here. Oh my gosh, it's literally like 30 degrees in this conservatory, and it's the most amazing summer in the UK, and I'm so happy. But I wanted to film this, and I've got my amazing fan behind me as well, which is definitely needed. So we are going to get into the movements. So before we begin, let's get into a cross-leg position, and then sitting up nice and tall, hands are resting down on the knees, lengthening through the spine, and then gaze is closing down, so closing down those eyes and just allowing yourself to focus here, taking a deep breath in through the nose, big exhale to release. 2 more like that, breathing in, big exhale out the mouth. 1 more like that, breathing in. And exhale, release, let everything go. Just allowing your body and your mind to focus on the next 20 minutes. Adding on some core activation here on that exhale. I want you to push that belly button down towards the spine, really contracting everything together. So breathing in through that nose. Big exhale. Release, squeeze that belly button to spine and relax. Just going for 1 more like that, breathing in. As you exhale out the mouth, really squeeze that belly button in towards the spine, pulling everything up and in, squeezing, and then relax. Perfect. So now placing the ball between your knees, I'm going to go into an all-four position. So I want you to have, it's a bit squeaky. I want you to have your knees in line with your hips and your wrists in line with the shoulders. So if you have a cushion, equally just have it here behind, but just by the side of your knees, so squeeze in between. So we're just going to open up our spine and just do a nice cat-cow. So inhaling, looking up, and then tipping that tailbone towards the ceiling, and then exhale, arching through the back, tucking that chin to chest. And then rolling the shoulders through. Inhale, looking up, taking that tucking that tailbone, kicking it up to the ceiling. And then exhale, rounding it through, tucking that chin in. Just going for 1 more like that, rolling through the shoulders, really enjoying that stretch. Inhaling, looking up. And then big exhale as you release, arching through. Lovely. Then rolling through the shoulders, coming into a neutral spine. So here, I don't want your bum to be sticking out too much. I want your pelvis to be tucked in just ever so slightly. And then have your back nice and neutral, just so you're trying to balance, a tray of drinks. And then tucking the toes under, we're going to come up. So we're going to hover our knees about 1 inch off the mat, squeezing that ball, and then lowering back down. So keeping a nice soft bend at the elbows as well. So lifting and then lowering. Lifting the knees, squeeze the ball, lower back down. Lift the knees, squeeze that ball in and lower back down. Okay, just staying here for 8, 7, lower, lift, squeeze for 6. And then as you're exhaling, really squeezing that belly button towards the spine. The last 4 and 3, 2, last 1, lower back down. And then placing that ball behind the left thigh, in between the thigh and the calf. We are going to come down onto our right forearm. So we're going to start off here, keeping that spine nice and neutral. And then we're going to point our left toes up towards the ceiling. And we're going to float that leg, almost like you're trying to tap the ceiling with your toes. So keeping that soft neutral spine, squeezing the glutes at the top, and then lower down. So exhaling as you lift. Inhale to lower. So staying here for 8. Really strong. 7, 6, 5. It's really moving slowly and controlled. 4, 3. As you pull that knee, really exhale and push that belly button towards the spine. Last 2. And then after 1, just staying lifted here, keeping those toes pointed, squeezing the glutes, pulsing the toes up towards the ceiling for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bringing that knee down. We're going to roll out to the side and then lower down. So open up that knee to the side and then lower down. So you're feeling this in your side, so your obliques. Also, you're going to feel it in the core. So really using that breath to keep going for 6 and 5. Last 4. Staying really strong here for 3 and 2. Final 1, and then pulsing up for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower back down, rolling out the wrist here, taking that ball away, and then just leaning into a child's pose quickly, taking a breath in, exhale, release. Coming back up to all 4s. So lowering again down onto that right forearm, keeping that left leg extended. We're going to come into some leg lifts. So pointing the toes, keeping that nice neutral spine. Going to lift the leg, squeezing the glute at the top, but without arching the back. So lowering down and then lifting for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stay lifted. We're going to pulse, do tiny pulses for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and lower it down. And then rolling out the wrist if you need to. Perfect. Okay. So from here, we're going to come onto our back before we go into the other side. So we're going to keep working this whole left side. So holding the cushion or the ball in your hands, squeezing gently. We're going to have our knees bent, feet are resting on the mat, and articulate down slowly. And then keeping the arms raised in the air, walking the feet in towards the bum a little bit. We're going to go into a shoulder bridge. So taking a breath in, really plugging the shoulders down into the mat. Taking a breath in to inhale. And then exhale, driving through the heels, lifting the hips up towards the ceiling, but peeling off the mat. So bone by bone, from the lower back to the middle of the back to the top upper back. And then grounding that right foot into the mat. We're going to lift that left leg into tabletop and then go back down for 6 And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Staying lifted. Press that knee into the ball. And then pull away. So arms go behind you. And then ball meets the knee. Press in. Toes tap down. Arms going away behind you. Staying here for 4. Last 3. And 2. So really we squeeze that ball in, exhale and feel that core. Last 1. Placing that foot back down and then placing the arms down beside you and then rolling down towards the mat. Perfect. Then we're going to come into toe taps. So lifting your legs up into a 90-degree position. So knees are in line with the hips. And then arms can be reaching up to the ceiling or grounded down on the floor. So we're just going to do that left foot. So the left toes stay pointed. We're going to tap the toes down towards the mat as we inhale. And then exhale, bring back up. So tapping the toes down. Big exhale, bringing back up. So really pushing that belly button down towards the mat as you pull the leg up. Just staying here for 3 more. Last 2. Keeping that right leg really strong in that 90-degree. For the final 1. Placing the legs back down. Arms come down towards the mat. And then bringing yourself up to seated. We're going to twirl back to that all 4 position. So we're going back with the ball. This time we're going to work our right side. So placing your hands onto the mat. Wrists are in line with the shoulders. Ball is behind that right thigh and between the thigh and the calf. Again, just checking in here. You've got that nice neutral spine. We're going to start pointing those right toes. You're going to be lifting the toes up towards the ceiling, squeezing the glutes at the top, and then lowering back down. So inhaling as you go up, exhale to lower. Okay, staying here for 7 more. Last 6. So really pulling that belly button to spine as you bring that knee back down. Just checking in here. You've got a nice soft bend at the elbow. Okay, you've got 3 more. Keeping those toes pointed, squeezing the glutes at the top for the last 2. And then staying lifted on that last one, we're going to really touch the ceiling with our toes. I can't talk today, gosh. So we're going to pulse up with the toes for 8, 7, 6, 5. Squeezing that glute for 4. Really strong. Well done. Last 3, 2, 1. And then knee comes down. This time the knee's coming out to the side. And then back into the center. So working that side body. So staying here for 8. And 7. Last 6. And 5. Using that breath for 4. 3. Squeezing as you get to the top and then lowering down, keeping that breath going for the last 2. And 1. Then holding it lifted, we're going to pulse out for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Place that knee down, bring that ball out in front of you. We're going to extend that right leg back. So squaring off the hips, making sure that right hip isn't lifting, keeping it in line with the left. Toes are pointed on the right side. So just going to be lifting that leg, keeping that neutral spine, and then lowering down. So exhaling as we lift, inhaling to lower. Really using that nice long line of energy from that big toe through to the core. Really using that lift, squeezing that glute at the top, staying here for 4 more. Last 3, 2, we're going to come into pulses on that last one, so keeping that leg lifted. We're going to pulse up an inch and down for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower the knees back down, open them wide, grabbing the ball, or if you don't have a ball, just holding the hands out in front of you, really stretching through the upper body, taking a breath in, exhale out. Amazing. Then rolling back in, we are going to come onto our backs. So we're going to go into those toe taps again. Oh no, we're not doing the toe taps, we're doing the shoulder bridge, aren't we? Then toe taps. So shoulder bridges now. So arms are raised up. If it's too much with the arms up, you can have them down on the mat, grounding in the mat. If not, grabbing your cushion or your ball and having them raised. So coming into a shoulder bridge, taking a breath in. Exhale, lifting those hips up off the mat, peeling each bone of the spine off the mat, up to the shoulders, squeezing the glutes to the top, grounding that left foot in the mat. We're going to raise that right leg into a 90 degrees, and then we're going to tap back down for 6, 5, really using that breath as you bring it up into 90 degrees. Last 4, 3, 2, 1. Keeping it lifted and then pressing that ball or cushion or your hands against that right knee. So really squeezing, and as you squeeze in, feel the abdominals turn on, pushing that belly button to spine. And then you're going to tap that right toe down to the mat, and then arms reach behind you. So purling in together, bringing the ball and the hands into the knee, squeezing, and then tapping down and then reaching behind you. Okay, just going for 3 more like this. You're really feeling this squeeze through that left glute as well. Final 2. And 1. Placing the feet down, placing the ball down beside you, and then just melting the spine into the mat. We're going to lift our legs into tabletop. This time, our right legs are going to tap down towards the mat. So making sure your knees are in line with the hips. We're going to inhale as the right toes go down to the mat, and then exhale, bring back up. So staying on that right side, really using that breath, so really feeling the lower abdominals here working as you pull the knee back up into 90 degrees. So really using that exaggerated exhale. Okay, just staying here. 4 more. Last 3. And 2. Final 1. Placing the legs down. Right, we're coming into our last 2 movements. So we are going to start with our arms around the back of our head. So our hands are resting at the back of our heads, elbows are nice and wide, lifting the head, neck and shoulders off the mat. And then we're going to bring our legs into a diamond position. So having the heels together, toes are apart. We're going to extend the legs out towards the other side of the room, pointing the toes as they fully extend, flex, and then pull back in. So exhaling as you extend them all the way, pointing the toes, flex, bringing back in. So really using that breath, really placing those lower abdominals. Staying really strong here. Okay, we've just got 4 more. Feeling the inner thighs turn on. If it's too much with your head, neck and shoulders, you can also have your head resting on the mat. Again, as long as you're feeling it here in the lower abdominals. So really pushing that belly button towards the spine. Okay, last 2. Final one. Then lifting the legs up. So feet are pointed, toes are pointed, about hip width apart. We're going to lower down that right leg down towards the mat, and then exhale and lift. Left leg lowers, and then exhale and lift. Right leg lowers. Really exaggerating that breath as you lift. Staying here for 4 and 3, 2, final one. Bringing the knees in, hugging yourself in, and just taking a nice cool down here. It's really, really quick 20 minutes of movement, just rocking side to side, just letting your body calm down. Taking a breath in, big exhale to release. Take another breath in, exhale out. Then rocking yourself up to seated. Coming into a nice cross-leg position. Hands up on the knees, really lengthening through the spine. And just closing down the eyes. Just saying thank you to your body. Just saying thank you to yourself for giving yourself this moment of movement. Just appreciating this last bit of quiet before whatever you have on after this begins. Take a deep breath in. And big exhale, release. Open your eyes. Give yourself a round of applause. Well done. You've done day 2. You're already 2 days into a 5-day challenge. Be so proud of yourself for showing up and for giving yourself this time. I hope to see you again for day 3. And yes, thank you so much for watching.